You kind of find yourself in the middle. You don't really identify with African Americans. You try to, but your life is just so much more different. And in terms of the African perspective, you're still caught in the middle.
When did you know that this was a story that needed to be told?
I was BSU president, and people were like, why are you not president of the African Student Association? And so I did a panel discussion at Bucknell. I was living in the 7th Street house, which was like the African diaspora house, on generational migrants, and it was packed, and everyone had so much to say. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on to something. And now I'm continuing this film, which was my master's thesis, into a dissertation, which would then lead to the next film.
Why do you think that this idea of assimilation and totally being like, I'm in America, I'm gonna be an American, why do you think that that doesn't exactly translate, like for you in your story, but in general for everybody as well?
Even if you wanted to run away from it, you know, you really can't. Your friends, your close friends are your cousins, that's all you know. You're like, oh yeah, my best friend, but she's really my first cousin. And it's kind of like you grow up isolated.
It's important that we also go back. Like, we need to be making sure that things are sustainable at home.
I think it's going there with an open mind and really understanding what's going on and not going with the West is best lens, but kind of, you know, compromising and seeing how we can best work together, because we're not just the best thing since sliced bread when we go back home, and I think we need to know that.
There was a lack of a male's point of view, and I was wondering why.
The film was inspired by conversations that I would have with my mother and my grandmother, who were very instrumental in my upbringing. We would actually break down these conversations and, you know, what's going on, and also talk about the context of just being Black in America.
I think that it's very important that you hear from female voices. I think oftentimes you do not hear from female voices when you see films, especially Black or African female voices. You don't get to see that. So it's encouraging for you to do a film and that be shown, and especially on the continent. So having a film that speaks to that and shows women who are established, who are educated, who have a perspective, who have strong views and are willing to voice them is very, very important.
I'm really glad that you're going to explore the male perspective, because one, females often are the ones who carry the culture. So it's going to be very different for the males, especially those who are here or spending more time here.
Sometimes African parents say, oh, that's not what women is supposed to do, or women is to stay home and cook.
I do still have moments where I try to please my parents, because, you know, what child doesn't? You want them to be very proud of you. But I also had to do that within reason of what would make Nadia happy, because, I mean, as you mature, you realize that you can't really live your entire life for other people. Another reason for making this film is I didn't want people to think that they were alone and what they were experiencing and what they were going through. There are people out there like you, and don't think that you have to reinvent the wheel, or you're not, you know, that you have to go through this by yourself.
Have you seen African Americans and Africans get together and say, we need to resolve some issues and have a clear understanding of how we can move forward in a very productive, positive way?
I think at the very bottom line of this film, we need to learn to respect each other's stories, so then that way we can start to respect each other, and we go back into our respective communities and educate each other.
You didn't want to tell people you were African because you felt kind of ashamed. a lot of my African identity were from people who were here in America, who were Americans, who strongly identified with Africa, and made me realize that I should be proud about it.
Somebody says that if Africans don't tell their stories, they will disappear. So all of our stories are important and they need to be told.
Things have evolved, and I think we're in a better place, but there's still a lot more work to be done.